What's up, y'all? I'm gonna sit here and do like a comparison or whatnot of the our two teams against. We're playing Seattle Thursday night, so um, you know I'm gonna do like a somewhat of a comparison between the teams. Um, just to make it a little bit short, I expect us to. It's gonna be a tough game. It really is. It's gonna be our toughest game so far. Um, so I just want to point out, I'm going to go from the top of what I have all the way to basically go from the QB to the running backs to the receivers. Basically, talk about the defense. Just talking in general about, um, just talk about what's going on here. So total first downs, we have 238. They have 223. Third down conversions, we have 71 out of 156 attempts. They have 62 out of 154 attempts. Fourth down conversions, we're actually 11 of 15, which is that's pretty damn good. I think that's the most attempts out of everybody in the league, I think, by a lot. They're only 4 for 7, which is still good. They're decent anyways, but they only have 7 attempts. We have double that plus 3. Not plus 3, but double that plus 1. Total offensive yards 4,196. They have 3,994. Total rushing yards, we have 1622. They have 1132. I think that's going to be key to our success, if we have any, to beating Seattle. I know they have a good defense, but I'll get on that a little bit later. Total passing, we have 2,574. They have 2,862. We have 31 sacks against their 29. We have 41 total touchdowns against their 30. Time of possession, we are 33 minutes 13 seconds, and they have 30 minutes and 32 seconds. Let's see here. Total points, we are first with 31.9. Just say 32. Total yards, we have 381, which is third. Passing yards, 234, or 15th. Rushing yards, 147 a game. We are in second. Won that one. Let's see here. Points, they have 24 a game, which they're 10th. Yards, 363 a game, and they're 8th. Passing yards, 260, they're 7th. And then rushing yards, 102, they're 20th. See Carson Wentz, let's see here. He's 354 attempts. He has completed 213 passes, 2,657 yards, 60.2% completion percentage, 28 touchdowns, 5 picks. 72 yards is his longest, and he's been sacked 24 times. Russell Wilson has had 411 attempts, 256 completions, 3,029 yards. He's got 62.3% completion percent, which is a little bit better. He's got 23 touchdowns and 8 picks. 66 is his long, and he's been sacked 26 times. Running backs, let's see here. We'll go with us first. Okay, Blunt is 137 attempts, 658 yards. He's actually our leading rusher. Let's see here. His longest is 68 yards, and he's got 2 touchdowns. Corey Clement, 58 attempts. He's got 259 yards. His longest is 28, and he's got 4 touchdowns. Let's see here. J.J. He's only got 20 attempts so far. Let's see here. 20 attempts, 194 yards, 71 is his longest, and which I think that's the one he didn't score on. He came like at the 15-yard line or something. He's got 1 touchdown. Carson Wentz Let's see. He's got 55 attempts, 253 yards. His longest is 24, and he doesn't have any touchdowns. Okay, so let's see. Their rushers, Eddie Lacy's got 68 attempts, 176 yards. His longest is 19, and he's got no touchdowns. Russell Wilson's actually their leading rusher, which is kind of odd. So, and then he's got 65 attempts, 401 yards, and his longest is 29-yard run. He's got 3 touchdowns. Let's see here. Chris Carson, he's got 49 attempts for 208 yards. 30 yards is his longest, and he's got no touchdowns. So, what I'm thinking is that our rushing is going to be key to, gaining the edge on this game. Let's go ahead and talk about some receiving. Let's see here. Our leading receiver by 20 yards is Zach Ertz. He's got 55 catches, 639 yards. He's got 11.6 yards of reception. 53 is his longest. He's got 7 touchdowns. Nice. So Alshon Jeffrey's got 43 catches, 619 yards. He's actually got 12 less receptions than Ertz, and he's only got 20 less yards. And his yards reception is 14.4, which is about 3 yards more. And they have the same longest reception as 53 yards, and they both have the same amount of touchdowns as 7, but he's got 12 less receptions, which is pretty darn good. Aguilar, 33 catches, 458 yards. He's got 14 yards of reception. 72 is his longest, and he's got 6 touchdowns. Torrey Smith, 22 catches. 22 catches, 279 yards. He's got 12.7 yards of reception, which is good for him, anyways. His longest is 59. He's got 2 touchdowns. Let's go ahead and go to the Seahawks. Doug Baldwin, which is one of my favorites. He's got 58 catches, 698 yards, 12 receptions, 12 yards of reception. 54 is his longest. He's got 4 touchdowns. Jimmy Graham, 49 catches, 447 yards, 9 yards of reception. 33 is his longest, and he's got 8 touchdowns. I didn't know he had 8. Paul Richardson, which is one of my favorites also on their team. He's got 35 catches, 584 yards, 16.7 yards of reception. 48 is his longest, 5 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett, 33 for 408, 12.4 yards of reception. 54 is his longest, he don't have any touchdowns. Defense, once again, we have 31 sacks, we have 8 fumbles, 16 interceptions, and 1 pick 6, 1 touchdown. Seahawks, we have 29 sacks, only 4 fumbles. We have double what they have. They only have 9 interceptions. We have 16, and they have 2 touchdowns. So I think our key is going to be turnovers and rushing. So if we can get more rushing yards, then I think we could gain the edge and contain Russell Wilson. I believe that we can. Do something. But if we can't contain Russell Wilson, if he pulls out of the pocket and he wants to throw it to Jimmy Graham, which is, has most receiving touchdowns on their team, we shall see. But I think, so that's the key to victory for me, would be the rushing. We get LeGarrette Blount going. I think Ajayi needs to get going a little bit more. And just keep passing the ball. Wentz, I'm not worried about him. This is going to be a defensive battle for both teams. I don't see them really getting a lot of rushing yards because, we're good against the rush. So I don't, and they're not very good rushing, so I believe that we'll stop their rushing. So it'll basically be up to Russell Wilson to do something, kind of like with the Dallas game, how it was up to Prescott to do something because we shut down the running game. But Russell Wilson, obviously, you can't compare against Prescott. So Russell Wilson's way better, obviously. But the only difference between those two teams is that obviously Seattle's got a way better defense. But Seattle is having injuries. So Seattle, I believe, I know Richard Sherman's out for the year. I think Chancellor, I really don't know the injury on that. I know Cam Chancellor, I believe, is having surgery. It's either him or Averill. One of those guys are having surgery. Anyways, I know they have two of their key guys out. And so, I think that'll be an advantage to us, obviously. And I believe that it'll help us out a lot. But, we shall see. They've been in their system a lot longer than our defense has been in our system. So, we shall see. We have one major injury on our defense, but, and I believe that we can, we're both good at sacks, so I believe that we actually have the better offensive line than they got, so, and I'm not really sure about their D-line, but I know ours is pretty stout, so I think we'll prevail on that one. So I think as long as we can get our rushing yards and move the chains, and then when we get on defense, if we can stop them with our D-line, which will stop their rushing, we got to contain Russell Wilson, and then if we can do that, then I think we'll win. Now, and we're 3 minutes ahead in time of possession. We have way more total touchdowns than they have. We're better on third down conversions. Okay, so yeah, they have 2 more attempts on third down. They have 154 third down conversions, or third down attempts, and we have 156 attempts. We have 71 conversions, and they only have 62, so I think third down and fourth down will be key to our success. And let's see, we have 15 more first downs than they have this season, so I think all around, I think we're a better team. So I don't really see how we lose this game. If we can get Wilson to throw a pick or two, I think, which I really think he'll do. He may throw one, but I don't think it'll really happen. But so there it is. That's my little preview, I guess. I'm excited about this game, really, but can't wait. These next 3 games are going to be nice. Well, we got Seattle. We'll see the Rams, and who the fuck do we have after that? The Saints? No, I can't even fucking remember. But anyways, these next 3 games are going to be key to us. So we'll find out the true colors of the Eagles once we face these next 3 teams. And I believe if we beat Seattle, they're going to say, oh, well, they had a whole bunch of fucking injuries. And, it's not the Legion of Boom. And what the fuck ever, man. It's always an excuse the Eagles win. They always say, oh, well, they won because of this. And, So, I believe we get this win. My final score, oh, man. Well, let's see. So we both average at least, we average 30 points a game. They average a solid 20. So I want to say, I'll just say we get 31 to, I'll say 31 to 24. Yeah, I'm going to do 31 to 24 be my prediction. Eagles, obviously. Yeah, so I think this is it. I'm up to 15 minutes, man. These videos go by like fast when I make them. Something else I want to talk about. I think I'm pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here. I'll make that post game after we win. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday to Russell Wilson today. And guess what? He's going to get that loss Sunday night for his birthday. Blah. Deuces.